Now, I'm all for protesting, getting your views across. If you're unhappy with government policy, referendums, whatever, then fine, but do it right. Don't bother the public. Don't be a nuisance. Don't harass people. And that is exactly what Steve Bray is doing, aka Dave Allen. God knows why the guy changed his name, because he's out on the streets, his face is on show, people are going to know who the hell this guy is. And he's some retired schmo from South Wales who has taken Brexit to heart, is very upset with the democratic referendum we had back in 2016, and he wants to reverse it. But there's nothing he can do about it. He has no influence, and he just marches up and down Westminster, harassing members of Parliament and the news companies. So to sum Steve Bray up, he is a pest, a bully, and a drunk. He is a annoying old soak whose behaviour is, quite frankly, antisocial. And we do have laws in this country that should remove him from the streets. But he's being protected. What I don't understand about Steve Bray, aka Dave Allen, is how the hell can a guy on his pension afford to be doing this for the past 7 years? He was able to park his car on a daily basis, overnight sometimes, near Parliament. The car parking fees there are astronomical. No way could he afford it on his pension. He was also renting a multi-storey townhouse in London. No way could he do that on his pension. So the question here is, who's funding Steve Bray? More than likely, it's going to be a pro-EU pressure group, a lobby group. A group that's unhappy with the democratic decision of the nation and wants us back as a member of the European Union as soon as possible. And they'll do that by any means they can. They'll even pay off this old idiot to do what he does. Even woke actor Hugh Grant, the guy who got caught with a prostitute in the United States years ago. He gave money to Steve Bray so he could buy another sound system, because the original one he had, where he was using it to blare out anti-Brexit dogma and slogans, stop Brexit basically, because the police stopped him using his big megaphone, which was, I think it was a traffic cone, wasn't it originally? So anyway, this guy is making money out of what he's doing. And it's starting to tell on him, because his behaviour is getting worse, his speech is more slurring, and he really needs to find himself a better hobby or just go back to his retirement. And so a video surfaced this week of MP Lee Anderson. Now, Lee Anderson is one of these people who doesn't care what he says, and he'll say what he thinks. And he was approached and harassed by Steve Bray. And then Lee Anderson took matters into his own hands and stole Steve Bray's hat, which was quite funny. And then Steve Bray got into his face and started getting aggressive, as he does, because he can't control himself. Now, since then, Steve Bray cried like a baby and reported MP Lee Anderson to the police. What a waste of police time that was. After all, he got his hat back and he got publicity. And he made himself out to be some sort of victim, which of course he isn't. This is what the guy does. He is a professional harasser and an abusive one at that. And so the latest on this is Lee Anderson has challenged Steve Bray to a boxing match. And Lee said, if Steve wins, Steve must never protest again. And if Steve wins, Lee will go out there and protest with him. Now, who can argue with that? But saying that, I think the only fight you'll get out of Steve Bray these days is a drunken brawl. And I don't think that Steve Bray is up to the challenge, because he looks really out of shape and he'll probably get knocked out in the first round. And he'll need more than a bottle of whiskey a night to get over that one. But if it does happen, if he has got the bollocks to take up the challenge, then it'll be good viewing. And we'll see if Steve is a man of his word, a man of honour. I doubt it, being a woke lefty Remainer. If he will indeed stop protesting or harassing people. But there we go. And remember this, a blue whale's bumhole can open to over 1 metre wide. making it the second biggest bumhole in the world next to Steve Bray, aka Dave Allen. It's about time someone put that idiot in his place, and maybe Lee Anderson is the man to do it and keep the streets of Westminster safe and free from this drunken, bad loser. So there we go. That's my video. That's what I think. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next time, take care of yourselves, have a great weekend, and Roger Trout.